Hello there guys and welcome back to my channel for another live review from Chelsea's 2019 summer pre-season. And yeah, that didn't go well. We were beaten 1-0 by Kawasaki Frontale, the Japanese side, and really didn't play well. But yeah, welcome to the live stream. If you're new here, if you're new to this channel, please do subscribe. That would be greatly appreciated. Also drop a like on this live stream. That'd be class as well. Let me just pop out to chat for, when you lot basically do say what you say and whatever. So basically know what's going on. As usual, if you're new to, basically watching my live streams, I guess, I basically first talk through what I have to say, and towards the end, I then basically look at the live chat and see, what you guys have to say, and then we just, answer a few questions and that kind of thing. So yeah, that will happen then. Let me just close a few windows so there's less things going on. Yeah, because that's just what it is. But yeah, as I said, I really wasn't best pleased today. I mean, why? What was that performance by so many players? It was poor. I still don't like 4-2-3-1. Like I kept saying it before we played the first preseason game, and I still don't like 4-2-3-1. It's clearly not working, in my opinion, so far. It might still change, and it might still start working at some point. But so far, it hasn't worked, in my opinion. Because if you think about it, in the first two games, we played 4-2-3-1 in one half of each of those, while we played 4-4-2 diamond in one of them, and 4-3-3 in one half, And that half with the not 4-2-3-1 was always the better half in both of the other preseason games. And today, unless I'm very heavily mistaken, we played 4-2-3-1, I'm pretty sure, for the entirety of the game. And we were pretty damn poor. We had like 2 or 3 decent chances, but maybe 1 or 2 actual big chances. And everything else was like maybe half things. And Kawasaki Frontale had way more chances than we did. And they also won the game with a goal late on. So, I'm not best pleased. Let's run through the lineup that we started the game with, because today it wasn't 2 different lineups for each half. It was Willy Caballero in goal. I will come to why Kepa didn't play. Azpilicueta at right back, Zuma and David Luiz as the centre backs, Alonso at left back, a midfield of Mateo Kovacic and Jorginho as the 2 holding mids, which is weird, but obviously Kante still isn't back fully yet. Mason Mount started as the 10. Kennedy played on the left, Pedro on the right, and Michy Batshuayi started up front. Now, yeah, it just wasn't great. I mean, the first half was all over the place. Mount looked all right to me. Tried a few things here and there. Pedro was poor. Kennedy had his moments, some good moments, some bad moments. But Batshuayi wasn't as good today as he was in the other games, but he still looked like he tried really hard. Had a couple of decent moments, but still wasn't really happening for him. Azpilicueta, quite poor. Like, he just doesn't have the pace at the moment, and even his one-on-one defending against Kawasaki wasn't exactly great. And generally, the first half, not much happened. Like, I watched the game, and Sammy's here, my English mate in Austria. Follow me on Instagram if you want to know what we get up to. Basically, link is down in the description. We watched him. We were like, what is going on? Like, what are we doing? Like, it's really weird. But yeah, everyone that's now joining the stream, please do subscribe and drop a like on the live stream. That'd be great. I'm, like I said, I'm still streaming through. You don't like Chelsea, you bitch. What? Shut up, you bitch. Not sure why you're calling me these things, but yeah, not quite sure what's going on. But yeah, I'm definitely more than just a Chelsea fan, trust me. But yeah, I just wasn't happy with that performance. Like, I really wasn't. We had a couple of chances. Kennedy had one, but Batshuayi had one that he put just wide. Mount had a chance. That was actually our best chance in the game, I would say. The chance that Mount had that was blocked by the defender, because that would have gone in. And that was decent play. Like, I'm not saying it was all awful, but we also have to consider who we played against. Yes, it was a significant step up of opponent compared to the 2 games against the Irish teams last week, but it was still not quite like Premier League level. Like, yes, they're in the middle of the season. I also know that. And, we're still only at the start of pre-season, but we're now significantly further into it than we were, say, when we played Bohemians, when that, in my opinion, could all be much more easily explained by, just being 2 days into training. Now it is slightly different compared to that. By the way, Kepa apparently was meant to start, but then he felt somewhat unwell, and that's why he didn't play. Tammy Abraham also is somewhat ill, apparently, and that's why he wasn't in the squad either. And Kante, as I said in my last video, I think, he is fit, but Lampard, just because of the injury he had towards the end of the season, and why he also had to pull out of international duty, that Lampard doesn't want to rush him, basically. He will probably feature against Barcelona, though. So that is that. And Alex, I don't know where Sammy is. Probably dead. No, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, Jorginho, I thought was good first half. I thought. But, Right, let me be a bit more like analytical about it. I say it wasn't good. So especially the wings, that was bad. Like the wingers, Kennedy cut inside way too much, in my opinion. Mount drifted out wide a little bit too much, and then that just made Mount completely invisible. When he stayed in the middle, he was better. Pedro just absolutely not there. Down the middle, it was all right for the first 20, 25 minutes of the first half, but then you could feel it again. Our players got tired. We still do hard training usually on match days, actually. We do training and the other team is in the middle of their season, so they're much more match fit. So as each half went on, the other team got better than us. But that was the same situation in both of the other games already as well. But especially towards the end of the first half, like we couldn't hold the ball. Like Kawasaki were literally pinning us into our own half at some point, and it was quite worrying to watch. And then getting into the second half, we didn't make like a complete change of formation or like of 11 this time. Let me just scroll through what exactly the subs were. At halftime, Zappacosta, Christensen, and Emerson, Barkley, and also Olivier Giroud came on for Azpilicueta, Zuma, Alonso, Pedro, and Batshuayi. Zappacosta did all right, actually looked a bit better than Aspi, in my opinion, at least going forward. Christensen had a poor touch, but other than that, didn't really notice him, quite frankly. Emerson, this time in the last two games, it was very obvious that he was much better than Alonso. Today, I didn't really feel that. But simply because we generally, as a team, weren't that good, I thought. And obviously, the opponent was also better. Barkley was all right, I have to say. I still don't like him, as you know. It's a bit like with Giroud. I don't like them much. But he was all right. I mean, still wasn't great, right? Not unlike the Chelsea TV commentary made him sound to be. He wasn't that good. Like, yeah, there's one pass that it wasn't a bad pass, but it was slightly overhit, and Mason Mount was in acres of space on the other side of the pitch. When he would have switched to play, would have had acres of space and a good, position to run into the box and to probably shoot from. And he went for a bit of a, out there pass to Kennedy that Kennedy just about didn't get to. So, yeah, all right. And Giroud had one header that it was difficult for him to do much with, but other than that, didn't do much. And the second half was, in my opinion, worse. And Kawasaki had more and more chances. They had a couple of headers, especially as the second half went on again. They had their chances to hit the bar just before they scored. They put a header just wide. They had a couple of moments where they should have done a bit better. But yeah, we made other substitutions. Jorginho and Kovacic then came off in the 56th minute for both Drinkwater and Bakayoko. Kind of natural that the second half then got worse and worse and worse with both of them being on the pitch, quite frankly, especially Drinkwater. I mean, Bakayoko had a few decent moments anyway, a few decent tackles at least. Then Christian Pulisic, though, he did make his debut, and Christian Pulisic was probably the brightest spark of today's game. I thought he was probably the brightest spark. He didn't do much, as in didn't like become particularly effective and like almost score, almost assist or whatever, but he looked good. What I really liked about him is that he seems to really, really trust his weak left foot, because he's right-footed, but when he started on the right and then he was on the left towards the end of the game, and he had no thought about cutting inside that much, when sometimes he probably should have done, but still it was good to see for me that he trusts his left foot completely to cross with it. He took a volley cross with it as well, and I like that a lot. Like, it's a bit, maybe not just like Pedro, but seems to be very both-footed. Unlike Hudson-Odoi, for example, who, as so far last season anyway, really didn't seem to trust his left foot. Whether he has a good left foot or not is irrelevant, but the player don't trust it. So he always went on the right. And Pulisic seemed happy with the left foot. Seemed quick, seemed, very lively, seemed very up for it and tried to make movements, tried to help the team, get into the game better. We did improve slightly for a little while when Pulisic did come on for Mason Mount, who in the second half played on the wing, which was another very weird decision by Frank Lampard for me. Why are we still playing 4-3-1 if we play Mason Mount on the wing? Like, I know you can, I guess, call it 4-2-3-1 formation with 3 cams rather than 1 cam and 2 wingers. But, I guess that's looking at it in a FIFA way, but, that is also to an extent real life. But still, he's just not a winger. He didn't have quite the pace to get on the end of some of David Luiz's long balls. And, just wasn't happy. And then also later on, Casey Palmer replaced Kennedy, and I think that was the last substitution. And yeah, Kawasaki did make it 1-0 through Tamayo. What was his surname again? Let me just check that. Leandro Tamayo. He scored. I'm assuming he's Brazilian, to be honest. And they had a corner. David Luiz and Giroud kind of got in the way of each other. Giroud tried to clear it, and David Luiz tried to clear it, and they kind of didn't clear it properly. It fell to another Kawasaki player. It was crossed in, and then Di Maio was left completely on his own at the far post. Emerson leaving him completely unmarked. Then he just headed it in by heading it into the ground underneath Caballero. Caballero actually also made a fair few decent saves in that game already, so we really weren't unlucky to lose the game. I really wouldn't say we were unlucky to lose that game, and I really was best pleased at all. Like, I really wasn't best pleased. You know, I mentioned Pulisic. There was a couple of players that played the whole game. That was Willy Caballero, probably only because Kepa wasn't feeling completely fine and probably would have played otherwise. Hopefully, we'll be fine for the game against Barcelona on Tuesday. But yeah, David Luiz played the entire game. And was he the only one that played the entire game, actually? Mount came off. Kennedy came off. Jorginho, Kovacic came off. Batshuayi came off. I think David Luiz might have been the only one that played the entire game. Please correct me on that if I'm wrong, but I think he played the entire game. Yeah, let me just say, read what Maynes has just said. It's not our strikers. We just didn't have enough chance. Mason Mount wasn't given the ball as much to create something and was constantly being moved around. And I thought Barkley played really well. Yeah, Barkley was all right, like I said. But I still don't like you said, for the Mount, why was he out wide in the second half? Completely wasting him. Like, he was really good in the first half, I thought. Really good is maybe a slight overstatement, but he was good. But even then, he was moved out wide too much because Kennedy moved inside quite a lot. And, oh yeah, of course, I mentioned Caballero previously, and I forgot that I already mentioned him. But thank you, Alex. It doesn't make sense. 43 minutes by far better than 4-3 in the first half. 4-3-1, we did better in attacking. Mate, we played 4-2-3-1 the entirety of today's game. Like, unless I'm being an idiot here, we played, you know, 4-2-3-1 all of today, because the first half most certainly was Jorginho and Kovacic as the two holding mids. You know, it's a simple fact. Yeah, you know what Rafael said there is not wrong. You know, that's. But a game like today, as much as I'm angry and you know it wasn't good, this is why I say I don't think we'll finish any higher than 6th, and this is why I say I wouldn't be surprised if we ended up finishing 8th. You know, this is what wouldn't surprise me at all. That's a situation. We weren't good. Of course, it was a test, and we also had training today, and that's why they got tired as each of the two halves went on. And yes, Kawasaki's in the middle of their season, they're match fit and all of that stuff, but it's still Kawasaki front tail, right? And you know, we're a Premier League club playing in the Champions League this season. Like, I'm looking forward to playing Barcelona next week. Obviously, they're slightly later into their preseason. I think maybe they're the same you know, time into preseason, I guess. I'm not 100% sure on that, to be honest. But yeah, it just isn't good. Like, you just feel like the likes of Hudson-Odoi, the likes of Loftus-Cheek, the likes of Conte, of course, Conte will come back. That will improve us. You know, he's not injured. He's just not fully fit yet. And once he is fully fit and, you know, Lampard is fully, you know, happy with the injury situation with him, he will be back. And, you know, it won't be that much of an issue anymore. And that will certainly improve us. Kepa coming back will also be quite big, just in the way we start play. Not that Caballero made some good saves, but his distribution is nowhere near the distribution that Kepa's is, and it just helps us in our build-up play as well. Don't know what you're on about Manchester United fan channel, quite frankly. It's much more effective. We create more in that formation, especially with Cho at the top of the diamond. I mean, we haven't seen that yet. We have not seen Hudson-Odoi playing in that 10 in the 4-4-2 diamond, quite frankly. Sorry, Jack. But it might work, but you never know. England is red. You sure, mate? You finished 6th, so chill. How's your 0 points looking, Laurenz? Yeah. But did anyone expect us to lose? Probably not. Come on, 8th of a back. Well, I disagree. I think we will challenge for top 4, but I won't be as smooth. No, I disagree. I'm sorry, I disagree, Mo Alonso. I really disagree. Palmer wasn't good either. Yeah, when he came on, he really wasn't. Can't wait to see what that EJ Rory. Yeah. You missed Piazza, and he was absolutely shocking. Absolutely shocking in that game he played. Yeah. Ryzen, we definitely miss Hazard, guys. Yeah, 250 if you're watching, really do appreciate it. Subscribe if you're new, please, and also drop a like on this live stream. That'd be great. Some people don't seem to be happy with my title of 4-2-3-1 not working at all so far. Well, it isn't. We used it in 4 halves out of 6 so far, and those 4 halves were the worst 4 halves we played. I know it is difficult to compare today's game with the 2 games that we had against the 2 Irish sides, because the Irish sides are quite significantly worse than the Japanese side today. But we're also way further into preseason. Like, we're now 2.5 weeks into training, right? And you know, when we first played Bohemians, we were not even a week into training yet. So that is a completely different story. Like, you know, I expected us to be better today. I did expect us to be better. Let's do like 2 or 3 more questions by you guys. And you know, then I'm going to leave it there because I have a couple of other things to do. I'm attending my local team's cup game later today. So, you know, I'm doing that with obviously Sammy, showing him a bit of Austrian football, I guess. For me right now, is our best player. Yeah, you could certainly say that obviously Kante isn't playing so far, so that is the one that is a bit tricky. Natty Mark, that is an interesting shout actually, because Billy Gilmour isn't part of the didn't travel to Japan because I'm sure Lampard didn't expect him to be as good as he was in the Irish part of preseason, and then it was too late to get a visa for him to travel to Japan. So maybe for the games in England and Europe against Reading, against Salzburg, and against Mönchengladbach, maybe he will be around for that. We'll have to wait and see. Are you still a part of 100% Chelsea? No, David. No, I am not. Batsman was better than Giroud. He did more, but I think generally in the second half were worse, because you have to think not long into the second half, Bakayoko and Drinkwater was on midfield rather than Kovacic and Jorginho. So obviously that is a big difference, and makes it more difficult for the striker as well. Thursday nights, boy. Yeah, we really need to buck up. Don't know what that means. Sure, we're expecting to be better, but it's rebuilding. Same with Sarri last year. Frank needs time and games, pure and simple. Yeah, but Sarri to Lampard is a little bit like Mourinho to Conte. Yes, it is different, but it is not that different. And we were better in preseason last year, and we lost the games we did lose was against better teams than we're losing to now or drawing to now. Quite frankly, yeah, I would like to see a 4-3-3 like Rafael just put there. I would like to see the 4-4-2 diamond tried again, because the 4-2-3-1, I don't like it so far. That doesn't mean, and divert, you're an idiot. I'm not sure whether you're being serious, but you're an idiot. Or divert, not divert, divert mentality. It hasn't worked so far, in my opinion. Yes, it can still work, but I don't really understand why the two formations that worked are not tried again, but then it was tried again today. So it will be really interesting to see what we go with against Barcelona on Tuesday. Will we then go with 4-3-3 for an entire game, but then maybe in the next game we will go 4-4-2 for an entire game, 4-4-2 diamond? So maybe that is Lampard's idea. So he went 4-2-3-1 for a bit, and then 4-4-2 for a half, and then 4-3-3 for a half, and then maybe we were going like one of the formations for entire 90 minutes. So we could try that. That would be very interesting. I woke up late. How was the match? Poor. We lost the game 1-0 with a late winner by Kawasaki in the 86th minute, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, guys, let's do one or two more questions, then I'm going to leave it there. Yeah. I mean, he's not new. He's kind of new. He only had one season as a manager, but that's kind of what you get when you appoint someone like that. That's why I needed. That's why I wanted Sarri to stay for another 1 or 2 years. We need Tammy as centre forward. He was ill today, but I don't think he would have made any difference today to anything. Lem's still experimenting. I'm not worried. Palmer not ready, Joe. Zappa, Bakayoko. To me, Zappa was better than Aspilicueta, quite frankly. What's the most important now is to win games or build a team to compete. Well, both. Because, you want to play well. It's not about the result itself, but the result comes from playing well, and you want us to play well. And today I didn't see anything. Unless what Lampard learned from today is, all right, I'm not using 4-2-3-1 anymore. Unless that's what he learned, there wasn't that much positives in it. Yes, Pulisic was all right, and Jorginho was still all right, but we know what Jorginho can do. It's not like he did anything surprising today. And really, how Pulisic played today isn't anything surprising either if you've watched him before. He just did what he does. He's a good player. That's just what he is. But yeah, imagine being in midfield with Drinkwater, Bakayoko, and play well. Yeah, that is a fair point. Are we going to park the bus against Barcelona? Well, I mean, bloody hope not, but we might do. Yeah, Mount, Barkley, and Pulisic were probably the best three today. David Luiz was decent, but then he kind of mucked up a little bit. For the goal we conceded. Him and Giroud just not communicating enough. Yeah, let's do one more question by you guys. If you have a question. I think Kawasaki was amazing. I mean, I wouldn't say they were amazing. I mean, they were a decent team, but they weren't exactly amazing either. Zappa was so bad. We need Reece James. We need Reece James, but not necessarily because of Zappa, in my opinion. Barkley's been impressing, in my opinion. He was good today, but he was shocking the other two games, in my opinion. If we track the record of Chelsea, our preseason games determine our season performance. Yeah, you're not all too wrong, but it always changes. It depends on who is in the squad, it depends on who's the manager and that kind of thing. But it looks so sharp, nice to keep Bakayoko around, let Drinkwater go. I would agree, because it seems that Ampadu is on his way out, so I would rather keep Ampadu, but if he's on his way out, I would definitely get rid of Drinkwater rather than Bakayoko. Do you think this loss is good for us? I don't think any loss is good. You want to have the mentality of winning, you want to have the buzz, because it makes training easier, because training in preseason is really hard. And then if you win game, even if you win games, and even if it's just a preseason game, it gives you a buzz. Every footballer wants to win a game. Even if whether I go play football with friends or whether you go play football, you always want to win the game, and you feel better after when you won rather than when you lost. That's just what it is. So training tomorrow morning would have been better and easier to do hard training if we won the game today, rather than, then lost it. I mean, yes, maybe they will be like, oh, we need to improve. And Lampard will certainly push them harder than had we won, but they will not move, with it as much as if we won, I think. Thoughts about Kennedy? Well, I think he will certainly stay. I don't think he will be going out on loan because he played over 60 minutes today, was the winger that stayed on the longest. Did all right. He's not great, but, I'm sure there's some development left in him, quite frankly. But, yeah, I don't think you can say Lampard isn't ready for the big stage, especially because we haven't done any big stage yet. We played Kawasaki front tail. And, yeah, so you can't really say that. First half was boring as fuck. The whole game was boring as fuck, quite frankly. Like, okay, second half was less boring because Kawasaki created some chances. Yeah. Well, no, because Pulisic was our most active winger, in my opinion, but he wasn't on that for that long. Kind of the right wing is way better. Kennedy is very limited with his weak foot. Kennedy does not have a right foot. It's a bit like Robin in that sense. So on the right, he can cut in. On the left, he can cross. But he cannot use his right foot. He's incapable of using it, quite frankly. So, you have that option. Sinayat Cunningham, Kante a DM or a CM in a 4-3-3. He's definitely a CM in a 4-3-3, in my opinion. But Lampard might try other things out. Trust me, bro, Lampard needs time, but the board don't work that way. No, I agree that he needs time, but that doesn't mean that today's performance was good. That doesn't mean that I'm going to sugarcoat today's performance and say, I was all right. I know that he needs time, and I'm not sat here saying, oh, Lampard's shit. I'm not saying that at all. I'm not criticizing Lampard. I understand what he's doing. I understand that he's trying things out. And like I say, I completely get it. There's nothing wrong with what he's doing, except the formation. I don't understand why he's still doing that. How was Pulisic today? It was all right. It was pretty good for the time he played. Can man play on the wings? No, in my opinion, he can't, but he played on the wing second half. That's why I didn't get it. Because Palmer had a visa. That's the reason, Andrew. Palmer was already planned to take because we don't have wingers. That's why. We only have Pedro and I guess Kennedy as real wingers. And, now Pulisic. But before then, Palmer was just one guy that can play on the wing with Hudson-Odoi being injured and William being injured as well. That's why we took someone like Casey Palmer. We sorted the visa out in advance to take him to Japan. But Billy Gilmore wasn't really initially planned to bring. But then he played really well. And we wanted to bring him, but it was too late. Guys' fitness, and we went to Japan, just relax, experimenting. Yeah. I get that, mate. I get that, Ivan. But it wasn't just like, I understand the whole sacking off in the second half of each half. I get that. It was the same against the two Irish teams. But even at the start of each half today, we weren't particularly great. The combination play wasn't good. The touches of the players were quite poor. The decision making was poor. So there was a lot of things quite wrong with that. And I still don't think the formation helps us. Mason Mount was decent until he was moved out on the left to play on the wing. That wasn't great. Who's better, Palmer or Piazon? As bad as each other, doesn't make a difference. This is just a deal on the left because he has both feet. Yeah, I still want to play him on the right because I want Hudson-Odoi on the left eventually. But yeah, guys, I think we're going to leave it there. Almost 300 people of you watching that is really incredible. I really do appreciate that. Drop a like on this live stream. We're only at 46 likes and we have 296 people watching. So please drop a like. That would be massively appreciated. And also subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I'm going to leave it there. Thank you guys for watching. I am going to Italy on Sunday, yeah? And I don't know how good the Wi-Fi will be. And I'm not sure whether I want to use data for it, quite frankly. I might watch the Barcelona game, but I'm not 100% sure whether I will do a live review for it. I might do. So look out and subscribe. So just in case I do, but I'm not 100% sure. I cannot guarantee whether I will provide anything for it. But once I'm back, I will make a video about it and watch it back and stuff. So there will be content, basically when I'm back from Italy. But yeah, guys, thank you guys for watching. I really do appreciate it. Up to Chelsea's, Everton onwards. We will get better. But today, in my opinion, wasn't great. And yeah, I'll see you when I see you. Yeah.